Welcome back. Thank you for watching the previous video. So this is the IdeaPad u310, and we showed you that we needed a keyboard of it. Now this is the video where we show you how to replace the keyboard. But before we could replace the keyboard, we will have to find a way of showing you how to remove the old keyboard. Definitely this is our old keyboard and this is our replacement keyboard. So if you not watched the previous video, you can watch it to figure out how to be able to tell what it is and be able to order it. For now, I'm simply going to show you how to place it into the PC. So I thought I should first show you how to remove it, because then you need to be able to remove it, to be able to identify what to buy, and also the whole idea that in removing it you will be actually starting the process of replacing your keyboard. So do not throw away your laptop simply because the keyboard has certain characters that have failed to respond. And you might be wondering what normally brings us to such a situation. There are two scenarios: natural aging. This is an i5 Pro 3rd generation. That's roughly 2013 or 14. It's been almost 10 years, and materials generally fatigue more so those that are being subjected to stresses of pressing for the keyboard. Anyway, the other thing is, if water spills into your keyboard, that will lead the carbon lines to corrode and cause it to fail. By carbon lines or conducting lines, I mean, if you look carefully on this strip, you'll see those lines going. Those are conducting lines, and when water lands in between them, it bridges them, and because of the voltage available, I think roughly 3.3, it's out one of the lines, and a set of keys that we're sharing that line as a common communication path with the keyboard controller IC will fail. Now let's just reverse the process to show you how this keyboard is actually removed. So first things first, let me shut down this machine. Never replace a keyboard or any part of the PC while it's still powered. You most likely will end up compromising things. I know you don't want to learn by your own experience. That's the most terrible way, and it's the reason why we bring you these videos. So let me wait for it to shut down. Unfortunately, this machine is running on hard drive, but I'll take a look inside if it has a slot that would accommodate a motherboard socket for an SSD, or if we will have to just use the SATA port and replace it with a SATA shaped hard disk, sorry, SSD, replacing the hard disk. It's taking forever to shut down. As it does that, I'll be removing the bottom screws. I hope it doesn't slip. So quite simple. We will have one screw, two screws, three, four. Lucky for me or unlucky for me, the rubber pad that conceals that screw is off. It's easy to screw. However, that pad also helps raise the surface when the PC is seated on the table, above the table, to allow a gap for air to flow into these vents for cooling. So for a lazy person at opening, it's well and good. For a person who wants to ensure the PC operates, you need those rubbers. Anyway, since we are not here for that, I will not show you how to place those rubbers. So far I've removed one of, and I'm now removing the last. Unfortunately, some parts of the PC may not fit the frame, but believe me that I've removed the screws. Anyway, this is removed, that is removed, that is removed, and that is removed. So with a surgical blade or anything slender and stiff, we'll get in to free the back from the frame. So we'll do that all throughout. I think, let me start from the front rim. I have a feeling that will give me better results. Okay, so all the way around the surroundings. Okay. So anyway, in case you're failing to get your keyboard locally and you're patient to wait for about 3 to 4 weeks, let us know and we could help you with that. a small fee by particularly bringing in that for you anyway. And sooner or later we will start a website where we provide consultation services for anyone in need of knowledge. I have a feeling either this is for, no, it's not for the SSD, because I see a network card. I have a feeling this is for the wide wide area network. Let's see. This just has a model number for the motherboard. I wonder why they would conceal it. So this socket, I'm a bit disturbed as to why it is there. Let me see if I see a SIM card slot, then it's for broadband. I don't see a SIM slot, so it's likely for an SSD. All right. Yeah, this is dangling from within, but we'll survive with it that way. Anyway, let's go right in. I'm surprised this battery still works, and it seems to be the original. Anyway, if you notice that this keyboard, what happens is that okay, let me first get this hard disk out of place. It is oh no, it should never drop the hard drive. It should never drop it. I may be lucky because that's a small drop, but it's not a good one either. So this fiber actually enters in from here. I'm just trying to put it back to show you how you would naturally remove it. So this old keyboard would have been in that way, and this would be entering into that socket right there. And if you pay keen attention, there's a screw right here that is labeled KB to mean keyboard. So that's the screw that holds and clamps the keyboard down when inserted. Anyway, after removing this screw, I think it must be one. Let me just have a look at the keyboard. 1, 2. So I should suspect one also here. If you look carefully, keyboard KB keyboard. So once you release that screw, and you flip this socket out, the fiber will slide out, and you'll have this come out. And that's the two holes into which the keyboard would hold. Now that I've shown you that, I think it is alright that I can bring the keyboard and place it in. In placing it in, I'm simply going to let me first plug in the mic. I hope it will make a difference. I forgot to plug it in. Anyway, it's now in. I hope it is picking from that mic automatically. Anyway, let's get this in. I'm going to just dust it a little. I don't like the sight of dust in there, and that dust, just to prevent it from clogging the fans. Anyway, I'll do it to the best of my abilities. Hope my best of abilities are not wanted. Anyway, now let's get this. This has to enter into that slit right there, or opening, and it's a little tough. So the best way is to hold the keyboard like this, slanted, and then if you pay keen attention, it should slip through that hole. Yeah, it's too short. I don't know whether that's an attempt to make it hard for people to repair. So now we're going to press this down. That's how this hooks into there. If you look carefully, there are those notches. Those notches have some locking pins on this other end, so I'm going to squeeze that in, and also on the corner you can hear them snap into their locks right there. And that's that. Now just close the lid and cover it. Now at this point you can clearly see that this is peaking right there. So let's do this. Now I need to bend this slides in and this is the trick I normally use that I'm about to show you. This is what I do. I will let me first detach the battery, because this is a metallic thing I'm going to be using. And okay, so the battery is out. Don't want it powered or the board having power, so I can fit this under, then bend that a little, get the lock open all the way, bend it down, and where are we? I feel it should have reached. Okay, now it has reached. So unfortunately this guys didn't draw a line to show you a visual feedback like this one, to know that the fibers entered in as much, but I'm just going to compare the remaining thing to that, and I know that has entered in perfectly well. So the next stage is to bring these two screws. I wonder whether they were 2mm diameter screws or they were 5mm diameter, sorry, 2.5. Anyway, let me first begin with the 2.5 and see if that does the trick. 2.5, yeah, so it's a 2.5 length was roughly 3mm, so I am fine. This side too, do the same, and then at this point I'm free to plug in my battery back, because all has been tied down, and that goes into the socket. So I bring back my hard drive into place. It only hurts me that the hard drive frame was lost, and now that we have that, I noticed this was a screw for the battery went missing. I'm going to donate one right there. We don't want anything dangling from within. Alright, let's power on the machine and see what we have here. Okay, so hit the power button. Should power on. Battery is a bit low, but all is well. I believe you guys can still see me. What I'm going to show you the screen is to show you that I'll be typing away, and as such you should be able to see what's happening. We have Windows 11 installed, and that is pretty interesting. This is how we label the PC. Okay, I need to launch Notepad. You see, already when I hit the Windows key right there, you can see the start menu pop up, collapse, pop up, collapse, pop up. So since I need Notepad, I'm going to type Notepad. Where is that? N-O-T-E-E, not. And Notepad is here. Let me open it up. So Notepad is launching. I want to type away. So that's Notepad. Got it. I think this has not been used ever since the PC was. Okay. So I'm going to say edit view. Okay, let me start typing. Let me see. A, B, C. I want to increase the font size. I think that's under edit. Let me select, double click, right click, edit, view, zoom. Okay, this is interesting. I wanted to change font size, but let me see. Zoom in. Control plus. So control